Hello, welcome to We Have Issues, a podcast in which two grown adults talk about all of their comic book issues and life issues. If you have issues and you create things, you're in the right place. Join us. We're going to talk about a bunch of interesting, weird stuff. Hello, welcome to episode 73 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard. And I'm just here to remind you really quick to interrupt because we will forget, but I want you as Thor to smash that subscribe button.
Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to just Thor smash our issues and get something done. Most recently, we've been making comic books like crazy, Steven. We published our first book. We published the scrapbook. We're throwing things out into the world and it's amazing. We wrote a musical. And now we're working on this, a supernatural book in which a very mild-mannered nerd gets possessed by a guardian spirit and he has to basically save the world and, find the power within himself to, ascend and become his best version of himself. But he finds out that the thing within him, the spirit, can actually guide his body when he's asleep, so it can move him around like a puppet. So it's going to be really interesting. Steven, the first issue is looking beautiful. Your art has never been better. I haven't seen art like this since Scavengers, Steven. Like, this is some of my favorite work you've done. I'm going to throw as many pages up in the world as I can right now because I am in love with this book already, and there's not even colored yet. I mean, so what did you want to do this week?
I wanted 2 pages, but I only finished the 1. But it was a pretty filled page, but I did complete this one. So
that page is gorgeous, and I'm gonna say that you totally succeeded this week. Yeah, I don't even care what our intention was because we have to start celebrating our small victories and just saying that we freaking succeeded because you're amazing, dude. That page looks awesome. You sent me the preliminary version of it, and I was like, here are all the things you have to fix to make it good, Steven.
I could actually though, but seriously, I could send some of my rough ideas that I had for that page, and I'll send them to you. But I had a much further out perspective. And then I'm like, I don't like it. I feel like it's not drawing me into the page enough. So
I'm gonna cut all that out and say it was my idea. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I was I felt that'd be better if the camera was kind of in the room with them as opposed to aerial view seeing them cast. We don't need that. We know who the characters are. We don't need this perfect shot of the room anymore. We know the room. So I'm I'm gonna and then I did the classic comic pivot. I don't know if you've ever seen some of the better pieces in comics where they do the 45s, and I had one, alternating the angles and stuff, and it made the page pop so much more. And then I like how it's funny because the middle panel doesn't have any borders either, but I bordered, no borders, border, no borders again over the other one that doesn't. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot going on there. So, but yeah, it was a fun page to work through. It took me some time.
Yeah, dude, it looks amazing. I'm sure everyone agrees. I wanted to finish coloring the one page. I'm 99% done flatting the page. I think it looks really good so far. I started getting carried away with the magic mist and stuff, and I was I should just flat color everything, and we can work on special effects and stuff in the next step. And I was I was crap, what am I doing? I got the flats, So I think it looks really cool so far. I love seeing these pages come to life. I feel like they look like garbage before I put my color on them. I was no.
I colored in between those lines, not like a child at all. No, I'm just kidding. Throw the opposite shade. Just keep. It just ends with us hating each other.
I made Steven's sloppy inks actually look good with these crayon scribbles that I drew over them. Wait, Steven, we're just hating on each other and ourselves. What is happening?
It's just progressing.
No, dude, but I love it. I love what you've done so far, and dude, I feel I still want to call us out on failing, but I do want to celebrate the small victories more than I feel I've been doing. Because I did, we have enough going on in our lives, and it's part of the podcast anyway, where it's we always have some sort of drama, no matter what it is, or some sort of issue, no matter what it is. So it's whatever we can achieve, I'm just freaking happy as heck. And I'm just so ready, dude. I love the way this comic looks already, and I've said it every week so far since we've been working on it, but we could release this thing black and white, and it would look gorgeous, and everyone would love it. But the fact that we're putting color on it makes it even better because I'm the one doing it, Steven.
I bet I didn't do it in the earlier pages, but I think you're going to appreciate the grayscaling I've been doing in the later pages because I think it's going to really help flatting when it comes to that. I noticed that they do it in mangas, like Dragon Ball Super. The entire book is grayscaled, so And I know you can just slap colors on top of grayscale and suddenly it's beautiful.
Well, yeah, because it already has the shades, it already has the shadow. But dude, it's amazing, and like I'm so freaking proud of us. It does make like it makes me all kinds of like antsy to do more stuff. You know, like I want to I can't wait. Like I finished writing this issue, and I'm like I have so many ideas for issue 2, and like you know where they end up at the end of issue 1. So like you kind of know what issue 2 is going to have.
Yeah, it's obviously I'm imagining the first, encounter with one of them, and it's going to be the weakest of the totem pole probably, right? And then he's still probably not going to do super well because he's still learning how to control this meat bag, but it should be fun.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, but it's like, for me, like it's got that Zelda or like Scott Pilgrim vibe where it's like leveling, like getting to like
that's exactly what it is, dude. But like I can't wait. So by the end of issue 1, the character Douglas ends up ready to face basically the first mini boss of the series. But he's not ready. He doesn't even want to do it. He literally wakes up in front of this building and he's just kind of thrust into this position. And the building that he happens to be standing in front of it's an arcade, like a themed arcade that might have some sort of anthropomorphic animals inside that might have mechanical functions and such that could be controlled by people or who if they have certain powers. So
that seems fun.
So the idea for issue 2 is basically going to be Brian, one of the characters, once he attains these powers and he has this strength within him, he does something that a lot of people I think would do is he goes to his place of work. Like he goes to where he works and he just wants to tell his bosses and like be in control of everything, so he's just like, you made me feel this way and now I'm going to control all of you, so he's there kind of being his little king in this, this little kingdom, and it's like full of animatronics and silliness and like arcade games and all this stuff. And he's in there just like living it up basically. So
that's awesome. I didn't even think we were gonna go. That's cool. I'm excited for that then.
Yeah, so we're gonna crash in there. So Douglas is basically going to have to free the people who work there otherwise, and the people who were there playing while Brian is in there being the lord over these people because he is a dungeon master. So so he likes being in control, but Douglas is the superior dungeon master, as we'll find out. And it'll come into play. I'm working on it, Steven. I have it all going. I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited. But it makes me want to work on so many things. I can't wait to write issue 2. I love coloring. I especially love coloring because I can listen to music. I can watch TV again. I started watching Ozark, which is an incredible show, and Jason Bateman is like a fantastic actor, and I feel like I forget that. Have you ever watched Ozark, dude?
No, but I know I've been told by numerous people that it's a fantastic show.
It is breaking worse. Like it is Breaking Bad, but like darker from the beginning. Like it's just it's Breaking Bad. It's like it's escalatory, where it's just like he's constantly like, let's see how low he can go and how high he can get in this like totem pole of like badness and evil, and but. Like Ozark is just like, oh, we're gonna throw you into this pit right away, and he's like, oh, okay, this is dark. Like it starts off dark. But Jason Bateman's performance is fantastic. All the performances are good. The writing's good. I'm a big fan of it. I love that I can watch stuff while I color. I forgot about that, Steven. I had that freedom.
So nice.
When I write, I sit there. I almost always sit there in silence. Occasionally, when I rewrite and stuff, I'll put some music on, like usually instrumental stuff. But like, I prefer to just sit in silence and just like kind of live in that.
Plug away.
Yeah. But anyway, so like I've been having so much extra time to think about things and come up with ideas and do all this stuff. And I've just been like, I want to make a movie, Steven. I want to make a movie so bad, and I know like I don't.
I think your stakeout idea is probably the best movie to make. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so too.
I think it'd be like a simple enough movie to make, and it's very limited on like scenery.
Yeah,
you would just have to be outside of a house, and then
it's just the interior of a car most of the time, just around a car.
With awesome vampire makeup is really what you need.
It's essentially Cujo with a vampaire. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's essentially Cujo with a vampire. People get stuck in a car. There's a vampire outside. They got to figure it out. And I was just like, I want to make Stakeout. I do. I want to make it so bad. I haven't built it up in myself enough yet to to like take that leap, but like I want to do it, dude. I'm thinking about it. I'm really like thinking about writing it, you know? Like I think like I want to get a couple of issues of Deathless down and start like plugging away at like what that movie could be, you know, and just like see what I can do, and then maybe run a Kickstarter for it, because like I'm sick of like kind of twiddling my thumbs with this creative stuff, and like I feel like we, like both of us, we have so much potential and we can do freaking anything, and we've been doing this for a year, and we're like, our comic books are doing amazing, and everyone seems to like everything we do. So I don't know why we wouldn't do something bigger, you know?
For sure. And then, I mean, we know people. Like I actually do know like Adam. Like I know he's really good with cinematography. I mean, he has cameras. He has things. I mean, like we do have people that we have connections to. So I mean, that's definitely something that we could.
Steven, you know. I guess my which is weird, but my only fear right now, because obviously we're on camera every week we do this, but I have never considered acting like sincerely. You know what I mean?
It's hard. It's hard to distance yourself from like feeling stupid, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Right. But
I think if you just like really like commit to the character, I think I guess this is what you do. You just
Steven, I guess what I'm asking you is, would you be in a movie with me?
I think I can do it.
You think you and I could do it? Could we, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, a vampire movie together?
I feel like we'd probably more have the chemistry of Dante and Randall, where it was like,
oh yeah,
it was good, but it was mildly like they weren't the best actors at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I feel like that's probably, but you know what? Like a lot of indie movies have that weird feel to it, and it's like, you know, we're gonna do what we can do as long as we don't. You know what? Even if we end up with The Room. Like, okay, I'll take Tommy Wiseau's life forever. Like,
I did not stake that vampire. I did not.
What
no, honestly, I just watched.
Hi, Marks.
Oh, hi, Marks. I actually just watched the first episode of Hawkeye, and that's just something else. The majority of the episode was fine. I mean, the acting was fine, but I noticed in like one of the early scenes with her mom, Kate's mom, I think it's Kate. It was the acting was so awkward, and I could I just could see through it for a second. And I was like, just from the mom's side, the Kate, I think it's Kate. Her mom's a little awkward in one scene. You'll see
awkward, Steven. It's Hawkward.
It's Hawkward. That was Hawkward. But anyway, it's like, yeah, you'll see what you'll probably, now that you haven't seen it and you need to watch it.
Now I'm going to totally see it. No, I will. I'll watch
the scene I'm talking about.
Steven, but I've been thinking about a lot of ideas lately, and I have a really quick pitch for you, Steven.
Ooh,
really
pitches get stitches.
All right, Steven. Now, imagine for a second that a group of people all find these little tickets, kind of like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like Willy Wonka situation, where they're like, "Oh, you like I won this. It's admission to this house, and it's an opportunity to win $1 million." And they're like, "Oh, yes, all I did was buy this soda or whatever. Like I bought this coffee cake, and now I have this house. You know, I have this ticket to this place." So they all coalesce, like they all end up in this big mansion together, right? And they're like, "Oh, you're here. This is my competition. Like, what is this? What kind of show is this? What kind of thing? Like, I'm gonna win $1 million. No, I'm gonna win $1 million." So the doors and windows lock during the day, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And as they go through the night, they hear screams in one of the rooms. And they're like, "Oh, what is this? Is this part of it?" You know, blah, blah, blah. And they go in the room, and there's just blood everywhere. Just like it's just disgusting carnage, everything. Like
organs.
Organs. Just like one of the contestants, one of the people who won,
disemboweled
completely. So, and he's just there, and they're like, "Ah!" And they like run, you know, they try to get out, they can't get out. Like nothing, they can't get out. So as they're trying to like fortify. They're like, "What do we do? How do we get out of here?" They're trying to figure it all out. And of course, they have like their whole group dynamics where it's like, I'm the leader, blah blah blah. So something is in there with them, and they realize it. You know. So one by one, they start realizing that they're getting picked off by a monster of some sort. And they think like, "Okay, what is it doing? What's going on? We haven't seen it. Why? Like it only came out at night. You know, it's like now it's drinking blood. You know, like all this stuff." So they realize, like, look, we have a freaking vampire in this house, and how are we gonna fight it? And like, we're not fighters. We're people who won a raffle. You know,
we were eating treats. We were people that love to stuff our face with sugary treats, and now we're
so it's just like this group of nobodies. The creature picks off like the strongest first. You know, just like gets rid of them. Now we're left with this like ragtag group of people who just want to survive and hope they're still gonna get $1 million. You know, so like you know,
we
it's
still win at the end of this.
We can still win. Yeah. So like, there's at least one of them who's like, this is part of it, guys. I know it. Like there's no. It's kind of like with Tropic Thunder when he picks up the head and he's like,
Yeah.
he like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
They think it's fake, or like at least one of them thinks it's fake the whole time. He's like, no, there's no way this is all, you know. So they go through the whole thing, and they have to fight these vampires, dude. And like one vampire, and then I think what would happen is a couple of the bodies are left in a situation where they would come back as like ghoulish creatures that would try to get them as well. But Steven, I'm calling it sweepstake suckers.
Sweepstake suckers. Ooh, that is a mouthful.
Sweepstake suckers. Sweepstake.
Yeah, gotcha. Suckers. And they're sucking like blood and other
double
things.
entendre, and they're suckers for falling for the stupid traps set by vampires, Steven. But yeah, this thing would be funny. It would be fun to watch. I always love like the unsuspecting, like just like nobodies who have to fight like a supernatural force. So much fun.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Can the vampire, like when they first see the vampire finally, can he like limp in and then roll into a somersault? Yeah, like that has to happen, right?
My name is Willy Wonka.
Yeah, and he rolls and just like
man, Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory I think it is a pretty weird and dark movie since, you know, so many children pretty much get murdered, but it could have been so much darker. But yeah, that was a weird movie. But yeah, dude, I want to make a movie. It's not gonna be that one, but I want to make a movie. And I'll tell you, like, one of the things that like really reinvigorated that was I watched a documentary about Kevin Smith. And it's just his story is just such an inspiration to me. Every time I think of like Kevin Smith and his life and like what steps he's taken to just try to like be himself and do the best he can and make whatever he wants and can, you know, like I'm just like, that's what I want. Why am I not doing this enough, you know? But that documentary was so good, dude. Like it's full of information. Like if you haven't watched it, it's called Clerk, and it's really good. It's full of information that I already knew, because I've watched all the Kevin Smith movies with commentary on. I've watched a bunch of his, like, even Kevin Smith and all the, but it's just like, it's presented in a way that's just really meaningful and touching and like inspirational and motivational. It got my blood pumping. It made me feel good, and it made me want to make something in the world. So it was good. I sat down, I put all that energy into like coloring and like getting stuff done, just trying, but like, I want to make a movie, Steven. I feel like I need to do it. I don't know why I put it off this long. Like, we used to try to make short films and stuff, and then it was like, we couldn't count in anyone. And I think that's my biggest fear, is like, I don't know how to find people you can actually count on. You know, like I feel like you have to pay a ridiculous amount to some people, you know, or just
yeah,
like,
you just have to like basically suck it up and pay like the B-rate or the C-rate actors. And
yeah. Because but yeah, dude, I want to do it, and I feel like I can. I feel like, but what I would do, Steven, is I would meticulously storyboard everything is my plan, you know, because like I'm too afraid to like improvise making a movie. I want it to be really good, you know, like I want it to be a fun movie that people actually want to see. And I think the stakeout thing is probably the most fun idea. I'm still not sure though, dude, if I should just jump in to be like, I'm gonna make a feature movie, or if it would be like, I think it might be smart to just be like, I'm gonna make a short film and make stakeout into a short film, because then I can make.
What if we did we were talking about the vampire anthology. What if we did like a vampire anthology movie instead of a graphic novel?
That's what I was thinking. So yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking. I was gonna say, if we did Stakeout as a movie, then we can take the other. If it works out and everything goes great, we can try to do another one. And then once we accumulate, you know, like 4 of these, we have a freaking vampire anthology movie that we can just put out as a collection, you know, which that would be so cool. And I feel like they're filmable. I really have to sit down and think about which ideas I would want to like put into the thing though.
The magician one's pretty good.
The magician one would be hilarious. Like the magician one, the Grandpires one is pretty funny and kind of touching, but like I don't think that's my favorite one. I would like to do ones that like I don't know if it's too cheesy or like, but like what if it was just us in all of them? Like, because I don't know, dude. I'm trying to find out. I want to be like Robert Rodriguez, like early in his career, where it's just like you use what you have. You know, it's like, what do I have? This is my list of actual objective things that I can use, and then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna make something using those ingredients. You know, like I wouldn't be like, oh, I have this hamburger meat. and these taco seasonings. I better make a pizza. Like, no, I'm gonna I'm not gonna sit there and fantasize about pizza. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make the best nachos or tacos like I'm ever gonna see. You know, like
this
I'm
is
gonna.
what I have. Yeah,
This is what I have, and so it's like, yeah, and maybe you can sell those nachos and get enough money to make yourself a different pizza or whatever. But like, yeah, I want to just use what we have and focus on that and just try to be positive and optimistic and actually freaking do it, Steven. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that. What do you think? Is that too crazy? Is it too
I don't
ambitious?
think it's too crazy. I think we just got to figure out how we want to spend our time when it gets to that point, basically, because
of course.
that's where it's going to get tricky. Because really, man, I wish we could just make enough money doing something so we can do less of other things.
Right. But here's the thing, like, dude, the thing I think that we're not recognizing is like filming something like a short film, especially a short film that only has like 1 or 2 locations, would only take about 2 weekends. Like solid, we would probably have trouble. So let's call it like 3 weekends. That, you know, like that's it. Just like a couple of days out of the week. The rest of the week would be fine. It would, like, I'd be writing it in a vacuum by myself, you know, and then like I think what we would do is we would do a full reading on our, like, as a separate video on our podcast, maybe or maybe for Patreon subscribers, so we don't spoil the movie. I don't know. But we can do like a full reading thing and people and just work on it. Cause like when I wrote the Roommate from Hell thing and we read it, I immediately could hear everything I could fix, you know, when we were reading it. And then I punched it up and I made it better. And I feel like that would be the best way to handle something like this, is like I'd write the script, we do a reading like for fun one night, and then I just punch it up and just try it one more time and be like, whatever doesn't work, and, you know, and then like we would just take a couple weekends to film. I think we can do it. I don't think it's too ambitious. I really don't. I don't know how much money we would need. So like, but I would want to film like a test thing or something first, so we can maybe.
For sure.
So I'd like to do a test so we can kind of run a Kickstarter to like hopefully fund like a good version of it, you know, so like that way we can get the right lights and the right camera, or like, you know, or at least rent the right camera from people, or like, you know, the right camera person to help us. But yeah, I don't know, dude. That's not something I'm saying we have to do right now or like immediately, but it's something that's like, it's been inside of me since I've been like freaking like 16, you know.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a big part of our high school era too.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's all I've ever wanted. I mean, like that's like a movie poster. Like it's all I've ever wanted was to make movies, you know, and like make comics. And I'm making comics, and I'm like, I want to make more comics, but we can't make more comics any faster than we're already making them, you know. So I'm like, I want to make movies too. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I wanted to run it by you just for like future potential to see what you thought. Cause like, I am a little insecure about the acting. I think we might be able to pull it off. I think if we practice enough and we both just choose to commit to it, we could probably pull it off. As like you said, like at least as well as Randall and Dante, you know? For sure. But anyway, dude, okay. So every week we talk about what's next. Steven, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you tomorrow, Steven.
You are going to see me. We're going to get stuff packaged, and we're going to get stuff labeled out. We're going to get this stuff figured out, and we're going to try to get stuff shipped. So, and we're going to record songs.
Dude, I'm just excited. Like, even if all we do is go over there and like sign books and hang out, that's fine. We'll figure out everything else. But like, we're going to ship this stuff. We have a whole plan for shipping now, and we're excited, and this is going to be awesome, dude. I can't wait. Like, we've been wanting to ship these freaking books out forever, and like, it took a while to get them because of all this nonsense that's going on. But now we get to ship them finally this week, and that's gonna be great. I'm going to try my best to color page 2. But what are you gonna do this week other than?
I'll probably get another page done. That seems to be what I've been trying to push for 2, but it seems to be most realistically it's like a page or a page and a quarter is what gets done just with the time. So yeah, that's what my aim is for. That's the next, and the next page I think is only 3 or 4 panels. Actually, I think it's where it's all the shift perspectives of them casting the spell. So
that's right.
I think I'm gonna try to do that thing they do where they have like the completely diagonal panels like that. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I want it to be interesting though, for sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you've been doing such a good job of keeping it just dynamic and awesome. So it's like, yeah, I totally trust you. And then I'll fix it when you fail, Steven. Kidding. No, you've been amazing. Yeah. I don't actually worry that anyone takes that stuff seriously, but I'm just like, there's a part of me when I say it where I'm like, someone's gonna hate me. Someone's just gonna.
This guy's a dick.
He's so mean to his friend. I'm not. I love him. I love everything he does, and I constantly praise him. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Steven, thank you for doing this with me. If you ever, if you're just listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Leave a review or some stars or whatever you'd like. We really appreciate it. Otherwise, we would really love it if you would join us on YouTube, youtube.com/We Have Issues Podcast. If you don't know, there's a little ostrich in the corner. You can feel free to click him and see what happens. It's going to say subscribe, and you should click the subscribe button, please.
Listen to Odie the ostrich.
Listen to Odie the ostrich. He wants you to subscribe to our podcast. Join the colony. We do appreciate all of you. Thank you. Let us know what you think. If you're excited about if you're excited about our comics that are coming out, if you want us to make a movie, if you think we can do it, if you totally believe in us, like, let us know, because it will make me feel better, and it'll help. It'll help because I'm a little insecure about the acting thing, and I don't know what to do about it. But let us know. Let us know if you have any. Let us know if you have any experience in filmmaking, or any kind of like kickstarting a movie, or if you know anyone who does. Let us know, because that'd be helpful. Otherwise, thank you again. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here. You could be watching anything. You chose to watch us, and you made it this far, and I just freaking love you, and I appreciate the heck out of you. Steven, thank you again.
Of course. I love you, Anthony.
I love you too, dude. I will see you next week. Everyone will see you next week for episode 74. We Have Issues. For now, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
See you next time.
I can't commit to badassery. But anyway, please hit the subscribe button and the like button to, so that way we can just do this for a living. And every week we get together.